11, Relatively Speaking podcast, back in your life. What's good, everybody?
We're back here again, running out of things to talk about.
That's not true. I always have things to talk about.
I know, but I don't want to memorialize every conversation we have because then there's evidence against me.
True.
And I don't want to go to jail.
No, that's all good. Be silly.
Be silly.
Yeah.
We did ask for some help this morning. So thanks a lot, you bunch of rat fucks.
Yeah, nobody responded. Nobody responded.
That's not true. One person did, and I'm not going to call this person out, but it was pretty funny. The question was, does homo milk come from gay cows?
Nice. Solid question. Well, no. And then my wife asked about
Sarah
57
texted
questions.
me questions, none of which I can say on air because they're
8 inches. And then
the power of 2.
Yeah, I got the legs out today. Sun is shining, so I'm sorry if you get a little flash. I got it wrapped around my waistband today instead of tucked in the sock. So hopefully we don't see anything too silly.
That was a wiener joke. Wiener joke.
But yeah, dude, beautiful weather. Busted out the shorts. We got the thighs out. Jeremy's wearing the same hat that he's decided to wear for the pod now, so this is his uniform.
Well, until we buy merch, I have to try and get free stuff from somebody.
True. So. Speaking of merch, freaking American just posted a video of these sick camo hats.
Yeah, Evan was wearing one on Friday. It was pretty dope.
Was he wearing? Oh, he was. Mm-hmm. He was wearing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of when we were talking about the lack of food, I just was thinking about it. There's this little pop-up here in Reading called Doughboys. And we've been doing it. They've been going to feast on like kind of random Fridays. It hasn't been every Friday.
I think it's every third.
Yeah.
Or every other.
And they do like smash breakfast sandwiches. And this last week, they did breakfast burritos. Very good. That would actually he would be a sick guest. His name's Galibe.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his last name, but I know his first name is Galibe.
Yeah.
Took me a while to figure out how to say his first name.
I don't know his last name. All I know is I met him randomly at the lake this summer.
Oh.
Him and his family. And we happened to talk about food.
Yeah.
And he was like it was a cool conversation. He was talking about different food in different places. For some reason, I feel like we were talking about in San Francisco. I don't know if they live there, but just different spots. And then I had no idea that he did a pop-up because I think he does doesn't he do pizzas too?
He does do pizza too, yeah.
Yeah.
At Evan and Kira's wedding, he was there doing pizza with somebody.
Nice.
I remember that guy.
And their food is very good. And I think they're having I think for some reason, I feel like I saw this Friday they're doing it again. So back to the Brekkie sandwiches. Mm-hmm. So he'd be cool to get on because we have established on this podcast that we love food.
Oh, yeah.
And and he's pretty good at making it.
Speaking of food, we're doing a Super Bowl throwdown.
Yes.
Lots of food.
Yeah. Excited about that.
That's going to be delicious.
Not excited about the teams that are playing in it or team. Yeah. Eagles I could care less about. I am very invested in the Eagles because I just need them to beat the Chiefs.
I saw this.
I'm hater
I saw
number
a meme
one.
that was talking about how Patrick Mahomes always tells people not to complain about the decisions that the refs make, but anytime the Chiefs lose, he's just like swearing on the sidelines.
Yeah, he's
stupid mother effers. Like, what was that called? Da 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 da. I'm like, wow, okay, bro.
Kermit the Frog,
sick, dude.
He's he's fantastic, and the team is unbelievable. It's just they're the Patriots 2.0, and you'll in sports. You'll see that it's very frustrating to have somebody continue to win over and over and over again.
And we have to keep seeing Taylor Swift, which is just nobody needs that.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
It's just it becomes and I think for you it's got to be especially annoying as a
Chargers fan.
Well, no, not even being a Chargers fan and having your team not make it, but having your sport or a sport that you really love become just another thing that Hollywood has infiltrated with its
BS.
With its Taylor Swift seen at the Chiefs game wearing Balenciaga, whatever. Yeah, exactly. Who knows? You know,
who knows? Whatever. All I care about is the array of food that we are going to throw down. Yeah. So we got on the menu, we got all this stuff is homemade, best quality from our beautiful wives.
Oh yeah.
Buffalo chicken dip,
Okay.
soft pretzels and a cheese dip, chicken nachos with chicken thighs, thighs chopped up. That's the move.
Guacamole, pico.
Yeah,
for the
guac and
nachos.
peak and stuff. And then what was the? Did we say no? Because we're doing the
Wings. We're gonna get wings
and
from
we're doing wings.
from
Yes.
from Wingspot.
Yes.
Wingspot. Wingstop.
Not
Wingspot.
Wingstop. There's
No,
Wingspot
Wingspot is the
here,
one by my house.
local.
Not
That's
Wings. Yeah,
that's dank.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be sick. All the food will be fantastic. We take our nachos in this households very
seriously.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Mr.
Yeah.
Spearman.
Mr. Spearman.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of
I
course
feel like he
did
kind of
on-
paved the way forward.
well, on Super Bowls and specifically.
Yes.
Super Bowl specifically, he
I
was
had never
always in
had
charge of
nachos
the
until
nachos.
I had them at Super Bowl at their house.
Are you being serious?
100% serious. Dead ass. Not even
Dude,
no joke.
what?
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, our family would always make them. Like that would be maybe like a Friday night thing. Put them on the cookie sheet. My mom would make them, but we go
I had heard of nachos. I had never had
chicken
nachos.
thighs, beans, depending on. So I'm a refried beans
I
guy.
don't love refried beans on nachos.
Oftentimes we don't do it because people think that they get soggy. So either way, we'll do some type of beans. Obviously cheese. We go jalapenos, fresh or onions, cilantro, pico, guac,
right.
sour
But some
cream.
on in the oven and then the
Yes.
rest after it comes
So you
out.
top it all on it. Hot sauces. We have an array of hot sauces. Trying to think if there's anything else. If anybody else has something to add to that, let us know.
Yeah.
Not an olive guy. That is white trash, not Mexican. We don't throw olives on our nachos.
I feel like olives are right
If
up
you
your
get-
alley with the amount of sour cream that you like to
Well,
eat.
I do like sour cream. But if you get olives on your nachos, that's because
What
you've...
about olives on a Mexican pizza from Taco Bell?
No, don't do that either. But that's because you've grown up eating at what was that place called? South of the Border or something like that. Tortilla Flats,
Yeah.
Cafe Ramos, whatever the white Mexican places
Casa
are.
Ramos.
Casa Ramos, yeah, those are. That's where you find olives on your enchiladas. Not up in here. No olives.
Not up in here. All
I'll have
right,
it on
nachos,
pizza,
soft
though.
pretzels, buffalo chicken dip, wings.
Different kinds of wings
Are we having beer? Did we decide?
Is that a question?
Yes.
Yeah, of course we'll have beer. We'll
Okay.
have soda waters.
Okay. I just
Beer.
couldn't remember because I know we had side conversations about that, so I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we will. I don't know which ones yet. Americans, of course.
Yep.
We'll have those. And a couple different hazies, maybe. Different IPAs. Hex. Yeah, it'll be delicious.
Yeah.
Game starts at 3:30, I think.
perfect.
We'll have you guys come over at I was saying everyone, we should just cook and do everything at our house.
Yeah, I'll
maybe
be
come over
done.
at 2.
I'll be done mixing at 12, so we can
Yeah, come over at 2.
too.
Get everything set up, and then just even perfect to get the wings on the way a little early probably, and then we'll just broil them, get them nice and crisp,
Yep.
piping hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds bomb. So
Yeah.
that'll be fun.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys are doing for the Super Bowl. Maybe you'll respond to that since you won't ask us questions.
I won't ask us questions, but we did
And
get
then maybe we'll give you more notice. So be on. So what we'll do is
no. Yes, this is on Jeremy.
no. Oh, okay.
Jeremy
Okay,
texts
first
me
of
saying,
all,
"Let's put out
I
a
had this
question
thought
20
last night
minutes
at
before
3 a.m.
20 minutes before
I
the
woke
podcast
up thinking
starts.
about what I could do to help us create content at
No,
3 o'clock in
dude.
the morning.
It's organic.
No, it's not organic. You can't have. You have to. We need the people.
I got
need the people to
topics.
tell us.
I got topics.
Well, let's hear them.
Well, we're going to get into one of the great questions that we got.
Which was what?
Which one of us would win in Survivor? So we established
Okay, but
at
which
the
aspect
beginning,
of Survivor? Like the actual survival part, or the
No,
being
the
political
game.
and
The game.
I know. So, but isn't there two components of Survivor? There's like being
No.
able to be crafty and survive.
Yes, so
But then
that
there's
would
like
be you, and then
being
the other one would
political
be me,
and-
but
yes.
that can only take you so far.
Can we be a team?
No, there's one winner. And so I think the obvious, you pointed out the obvious. Clearly, you'd be better at making the shelter and stuff like that. I wonder if you would be able to like go fish and stuff like that.
I don't know. I feel like it would become just a measure of capacity for being miserable.
No,
because there's no food.
No, see, you're not a Survivor guy.
I've never watched Survivor.
Bro.
Never watched it.
Okay, well, maybe we can't do this question. I thought every single person on the planet had watched Survivor.
I've seen Survivor.
Yeah.
I've never watched an
so
entire
it's 39
season of Survivor.
Days, and for sure at the beginning, it was much gnarlier than it is now. The food aspect, like you'd for sure like lose weight and stuff like that. But we would both
But
be
this
fine
isn't like,
in that
have you ever
aspect.
watched Alone on the History Channel? It's not that. Okay.
It's way more of a game. And that's where there's certain areas of my personality that I think would be good.
For sure.
But ultimately, I think it'd be very hard for me to actually win. I think I'd be like a good character on the show and make it pretty far, but not be able to probably win.
Because isn't there like an element of creating alliances and different... I couldn't do that.
Yeah, creating alliances. But then that's what's so gnarly about the show is like sometimes you get somebody with like a really strong leadership personality and like and they want you out like right away because you're too big of a threat. Other times in other seasons, that person's made it and won it because people have relied on them.
Okay.
So it kind of just like, it's a little bit of fate, or like say you're quiet. Maybe sometimes you go under the radar and people don't like notice. Think of you as much of a threat, and then you end up winning. So it's like we already established that I absolutely suck at puzzles. So that would be hard because there's like challenges to get immunity. So you can't get voted off.
Yeah. Is Survivor anything like the MTV challenges with the road rules and like...
those are good.
What is it? Road rules and what's the other one? The house one?
Well, that's...
Real World and Road
Real
Rules.
World then became all the like... So that was like
the
just,
challenge, the challenge too, and it really just became like... Love Island.
Shout out Theo Vaughn.
Theo Vaughn.
How gnarly is that he was on there?
Dude. He was on the one in New Orleans, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Nolans.
I wouldn't doubt it. But how crazy is that? Most people don't know that.
Well, when he came back on the scene, however many years ago that was, I was like, wait, wasn't this guy on The Real World?
Yeah.
And then, sure enough.
Did you see that?
And then one of the guys is like a wrestler now too.
Yeah, The Miz.
The Miz.
He's like a huge wrestler. Yep. Yeah, he was on there. Johnny Bananas. He was great. My favorite though always was I think his name was CT. He was like a big, like jacked.
Well, that's the thing that annoys the bejesus out of me about all of those now is all of the dudes are so insanely in shape, and I'm like, they obviously do casting for the best people because they need it to be aesthetically pleasing because we all know sex sells. So that's like a big part of it. But I'm just like looking at these dudes and I'm like, they all must go under some kind of crazy workout regime before they come on the show. They just
have to do the 300 Spartan workout and then come back on the show.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, this dude though, CT was like not necessarily like that. He was like a burly, like hairy chested, like badass dude that was just like a thick guy. And he ended up having some like they've all been in so many, so I can't even remember. This has been going on for like 25 years probably. But he had like a girlfriend on the show, and then I'm pretty sure she passed away. She got like cancer, and she was like on the show like with her wigs and stuff. And like they had like a lot of drama between them, but they were like always like in love. And then I think she passed. Yeah.
Dang.
And but yeah, that show's great. But Survivor, they're all, it's all similar in that sense. But
the only reality shows I ever really watched with Sarah and I when we were dating was we did Top Chef for a couple years, but we also watched Rock of Love with Bret Michaels.
Oh, dude.
And then Flavor of Love with Flavor Flav. Yeah. And then there was a girl on that one, Daisy. There was Daisy of Love. She was
I
on.
don't know that one.
Those were the last 3 reality shows I remember, and I remember about halfway through.
That was all on VH1 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, VH1, and about
Channel
halfway
50.
through. Yep,
It
Channel
was
50.
MTV
Yeah,
49, VH1 50.
What does MTV even become?
I don't know, because none of those shows aren't on that anymore.
Yeah, they're on MTV too.
No. I think they're on like Hulu or something.
Oh.
It's like Hulu, like I think that's taken over like the challenge I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
Those ones are all, I'm pretty sure you can watch all of those on Hulu.
Huh.
Yeah. They like bought them or something, and they're like still going, which is nuts. But yeah, so who knows who would actually win on Survivor, but I think we'd both do.
I don't think. I think
good.
I don't know that I would win, mainly because that strategic alliance thing, and I think the people that win usually make.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to like position myself with other people so that we can benefit from.
Yeah.
Or then have to turn around and fuck them over, you know?
Yeah, there's a lot of that.
Yeah. And I don't know that you could do that either. Maybe you could, but I don't. Because would you win like $1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah. After taxes, what is that, like 400 grand?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. It should have just continued to increase. When we used to watch this in freaking 2000,
Yeah.
$1 million, that was all time.
Not anymore, dude.
Now it's like, huh? What? Buy a nice car?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. So like, yeah, back in 2000 when you were winning $1 million, that was sick. Now it's not as significant these days. No. But I would still I'd still go somewhere for 39 days for
a little vacation.
Yeah, for
televised vacation.
Close to $1 million, or I mean, whatever, $500,000. But anyways, yeah, dude, speaking of childhood, yeah, like 2000. So I was 10 in 2000. Yeah. Well, you were 13.
I know, it's just crazy, dude.
Yeah.
13?
Yeah. Finn. Yep. I know. Wild. We would watch that at like night as a family in the living room. Good times. But
on your gray TV with a VCR, built-in VCR.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
It didn't. No, Sarah's TV had a built-in VCR. TV downstairs didn't have a VCR.
Who knows?
Do you remember bringing that giant ass TV up the stairs? The big old freaking.
Yep, I sure do.
Childhood, 10 years old, 2000s. Go.
Yeah, yeah, dude. I was thinking about. I have a really good friend, Matt Yunker. Unfortunate last name, Iunker. Oftentimes,
Iun
thought it was his last name was Lunker. Oh. Thought it was an L. I remember on one of our football bags, we got like our names.
I thought it was you.
IU.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And we got our last names like embroidered on the bag, and they put like an L. So it's just Lunker. But dude, he's like the sweetest. He's
the real tall one, right?
Well, so that's the thing, is he's really like not now. He's like your size.
Okay.
He was as a kid. He was always just like a big, burly, like beast. And that's what's just so fun about playing sports and stuff. We became buddies. I was actually just trying to think about this. So why I'm bringing him up, he is always texting me after the podcast and saying that he's loving them and blah, blah, blah.
Thanks for watching, man.
He was bringing up Finn's crush and how that hit home. And he also one time talked about, he texted me to tell you about, he's a plumber. Okay. So he was like, tell Jeremy the 4-hour window is not a long time, or like something like that.
It is a long time. It is.
So I was like, oh, that's funny. But yeah, dude, he's just like one of those guys. He's just a great dude. But he when we were growing up, I think we played football together first, and that's how we became friends. And then he started playing lacrosse, because I definitely started playing lacrosse before him. Mm-hmm. So I think we met in football, and he was just like so kind of similar. I haven't mentioned this on here, but he was like a big kid. I kind of was too, in a sense. Like I was like this size in junior high. I'm 5'9".
Just wider.
no, dude, I was 5'7", like 140 pounds in 8th grade. And that's like fairly big. That's like a fairly big kid. I was like strong, but he was always like significantly bigger than that. He was probably 5'10", 160, something like that. And so he played like offensive line and he played defense in lacrosse. And I just have so many funny stories of him. One time, I think it was maybe like his first day playing lacrosse, or it was his first time. So did you remember ever watching my games that the defenders have like the long poles? So he got handed a long pole to play defense. One of the coaches was like, you should be a defender. Like you should use this one. He had, originally everybody just has like the same one. He had no idea what he was doing. It was one of the days, I think it was the first day he was practicing playing defense. And I was like a little bit more established because I had played before and I was like one of the better players on the team. We were going 1-on-1 and he had no idea what to do. And I just remember him just running straight at me and just jousting me in the throat. Just full sprint, joust in the throat. I like head pops back. I like take off my helmet. I'm like gagging, choking. And he just like has no idea what he's doing. Just like a big, like goofy.
Yeah.
But he used to always come over to our house before games or practice. We practice at La Paz. So he would get out of school, come meet at my house, and then we'd walk to practice. And I remember one day he was like late to coming to my house and I didn't know like why. I was like, where the heck is he? And he came back to our house right on Mosquero and he had like bloody, like scraped up knees and like swollen, like cut up hands. And I'm like, dude, what the heck happened? And he like got in a fight. And from what I remember, they like, you remember how there was that Taco Bell and then it was KFC that then became TK?
Yeah.
Kids used to go back behind that KFC to like fight. And this kid had been like picking on him.
Lame.
This kid had been like picking on him. I think we were only in 7th grade and like kind of messing with him. And he's like a big, like strong dude, not the one to mess with. And he just cruised down there by himself with all this dude's like homies like there. They like circled around him and he just like beat the shit out of this kid, got on top of him and was just like ground and pounding him. And then he just comes to my house like it's nothing and we just like go to practice. And then he ends up like telling his mom that his hand hurts or like something. So they like, he says he gets hurt at practice. So she takes him to the ER. He has like broken knuckles and he's like, oh, I got hurt at practice. And the like doctor tells his mom, he's like, this is a very common injury in boxers. And she's just like, Matt, like he gets all in trouble for freaking fighting this kid.
The original Bobby Knuckles.
Ass. So pretty funny. Shout out Matt Yunker. Love you, dude. You're a real one, dude.
That's crazy.
Not somebody that I would want to mess with for sure.
Yeah, especially now that he's a plumber.
Yeah.
Just make you disappear. He knows all the right chemicals to use.
Yeah, he's awesome. He lives in Idaho now.
Dang.
Kimberly, I believe it's called.
You married?
Yeah, 2 kids. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
How old are his kids?
A little boy and little girl. Similar ages to ours.
Sweet.
I think like 3 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they're done though. I think they just wanted the 2 kids and that was it. A little easier life than chasing around 5, I would imagine.
No, I don't chase them around. They chase me around.
With pitchforks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
But yeah, shout out Matt Yunker.
Yeah, we have a neighbor that lives across the street, Roger, who is he just calls himself the kid. He calls himself grandpa to the kids. It's super cute.
Yeah.
But he always will bring stuff over and
Beers.
Well, he quit drinking.
Yeah. That's what you told me.
Yeah.
But he would drive
during the summer when I'd run in the morning, he's always leaving. I don't know what the hell the guy does. He's retired. He's been retired for like 30 years, but he's always driving to go do something. He always has an ice chest in the back of his car and he'll see me running up the street. He pulls off to the side and he says, you know what to do. And there's just an ice chest full of Coors Lights
or different beers. Yeah.
Different beers. And it went from Coors Lights to Michelob Ultras, Budweisers, and then it was just water now. So now when he sees Sarah on walks, he gives her water bottles.
Really?
Yeah, which is super sweet. But anyway, he came over yesterday with a big thing of grapes for the kids. And
No, not grapes. Grapefruits, right?
no, well, grapes. So that's how it started. He came over yesterday with grapes, and you can see a tree in his backyard from our driveway. And I was like, hey, what kind of fruit tree is that in your backyard? He's like, what fruit tree? And I was like, that one right there. I was like, is that grapefruits? He's like, yeah, it sure is. And I can't eat the damn things because of my blood pressure medication or some medication that he's on. And I was like, can I send my kids over with a couple buckets to pick grapefruits?
Nice.
And he's like, you got to ask.
Awesome.
And so we go over there and came back with 3 5-gallon buckets full of grapefruits.
That's so awesome. Should make some cocktails out of that for the Super Bowl.
I was saying we could make brown
something.
derbies.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
For the listeners, what's a brown derby?
Brown derby is bourbon, honey syrup, and grapefruit juice.
Yeah. That they
On
used
a rock.
to.
Usually you have it as like in a martini glass, which is
Gay.
yes, that is the word. But we get it and just have it over a rock.
Yeah.
Or like shake it in a.
They would serve it at this restaurant Mosaic
Yeah.
here. That I
And they don't
think
have it
they
anymore.
don't do that anymore.
You
But
can
it's
ask
really
them
good.
for it, but if the bartender doesn't know how
No.
to make it, you usually end up with an old fashioned, which their old fashioned sucks. So
Yeah, well, they have their old fashions on tap,
it's gross. It's
which
all
is
syrup.
like, why would you do that, dude?
Yeah.
Just make the damn thing.
Especially since their well bourbon is like Makers or some
Yeah.
shit, which is gross.
I think they have Buffalo though.
They do have
I
Buffalo.
usually ask for
Yeah.
Buffalo.
You could do a Buffalo old fashioned there, but it's never good. The best old fashioned in Reading is at Market Street Steakhouse.
Yeah,
That one is.
we've been there, but I
unbelievable.
haven't gotten a.
Yeah,
Usually get a beer there.
yeah. I haven't.
But so you got the
Got the grape. So
buckets.
anyway, so we
Yeah.
go over and get the grapefruits, and we can walk into his backyard, and this tree is probably 35, 40 feet tall, just full of
Dang.
big ass grapefruits. And so we're back there pulling grapefruits down out of a tree, filling up buckets. And of course, River's over there in Crocs and steps on a nail. And I'm just like, please, God, let this nail not be rusty.
Yeah,
And so I go over and I look at it.
it like went through his foot.
It just went, it like grazed the side of his toe.
Yeah.
So it was bleeding,
Yeah.
but it wasn't deep.
Right
Like,
through the croc.
Yeah. I mean, those shoes
Yeah.
are useless for.
Was it? How was the nail?
It was in like a landscape, like bordering where you have like a garden bed. You use landscape bordering to separate like grass and like a flower bed. The edging had fallen over, and the nail that was attaching the two pieces together was just face
straight
up. So River steps on it, and I'm like,
Home Alone, dude.
yeah. And so I look at it, and the nail wasn't rusted, thank God. But he's like, Dad, my foot's bleeding. So we had to walk back over and patch it up, and it ended up being fine. But I was just like, he was like, he saw when River was
Leave
like
it to the frog
leaving. He
boy.
didn't have his shoe on. He saw his foot was bleeding. Roger's like, the hell did you do? It's like, you can't take my kids anywhere. They just get hurt.
That's funny.
But yeah, he's super cool and stoked because now we have 9,000 grapefruits to eat. So
Yeah, Sarah loves grapefruits.
well, she does now. She didn't used to. I'm a
Really?
big grapefruit.
Maybe it's
person.
just like the flavoring, like
Yeah.
grapefruit.
Yeah.
soda waters and stuff like that.
Yeah,
She's
for
always
sure.
liked.
Yeah. But,
I mean, they're
and now Penny,
so tart. dude.
Penny is now saying, I need my bioflavonoids.
The hell is that?
Bioflavonoids is what's in like the white part of any citrus. Last night I'm putting her in bed. She's like, Dad, I want grapefruit. I was like, okay. We go get it. And she's like, I need my bioflavonoids.
What the heck?
Yeah, well, because that's what Pop always says. Pop's always like,
Eating that and telling them that they
Pop
need
basically
that.
like eats an orange with the peel on because he wants all of the nutrients from the
Standard.
bioflavonoids.
I've never heard
Savage.
that word.
Yep, bioflavonoids. Well, Penny will say it to you.
What is
Ask
like some good roughage,
her. Yeah,
some good
Pretty
fiber,
much, yeah.
clean you out.
it will. Oh, yeah, definitely will. But well, for sure, that's a good idea. Make cocktails with those on
Yeah, we could
for
have
Super
them.
Bowl. Because we'd be making popsicles with them.
Dang.
Like boil some honey and put honey and grapefruit in one of those like homemade popsicle
Yeah.
things, and then the kids just have grapefruit popsicles.
Heck yeah.
They're so dank. Weird that citrus is a winter fruit. It doesn't seem
Yeah.
this one that all of the. So Anyway, shout out Roger. You're never going to see this because I'm pretty sure you don't have a phone. That's not true.
Raj.
You do have a phone. It's a flip phone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a burner. He works for the cartel for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember when the fires were happening and he was just like driving down the
Patrolling.
street with the shotgun, making sure there was no looters?
Yep.
That was a epic story. Guy's a legend.
Oh, dude.
That's pretty sick that he called. Does he live there alone? Or does
No,
he have a wife?
he's married. His wife is I think not a lot younger than him, but I think he's probably in his late 70s, early 80s. And I think she's in her 70s, maybe. It's a second or third marriage for both of them. And then his son lives just down the street. And
really?
Yeah. His name's Roddy. He's cool.
Rowdy Piper.
Yeah, dude. They're good people.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, Roger has supplied us with some great fruit, and we can use that for Super Bowl cocktails.
Yeah, that'll be a good time. That'll be fun.
That's 2 weeks from.
A
week from this weekend.
Yeah, a week from this Sunday.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. Like we said, we'll all have you guys over. Awesome. The food is where it's at.
You haven't ever hosted a Super Bowl party?
No, dude.
That's awesome.
No. Typically, we've always watched it at our aunt and uncle's or something in Redondo. But now being up here, it'll be a new tradition. Awesome. Yeah, when I think it may have been last year or the year before, I remember one time Sip was like talking to Sarah about like that we were on our way or something to a Super Bowl party, and Sarah literally doesn't know the Super Bowl is happening. Mm-hmm. She's like, "Oh, what?" Like the day of.
No, I don't.
It's a Sunday. Yeah. She's just like, "Oh, like I didn't know the Super Bowl was today." Their family just no recollection, not watching it.
Nope.
Not the case anymore.
Nope.
With those little rascals.
Fine. That's fine.
Not the case anymore with Finn and Riv watching old highlights.
Dude. Well, he has the NBA app on ESPN and NBA apps on his phone now.
I don't know why he has the NBA app. We were in the sauna the other day and he's like going through like watching like highlights and he has it on loud. And I'm like, dude, turn that on like silent. There's other people in here. And he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. It was like Steph Curry making a three. I'm just like, what are you doing? It's pretty funny. But that'll be sick. Best part for sure, especially when you don't care about the teams, is the food and the hang. So those will be good. We'll have your family and obviously Beck and Felipe and little
Paulina, Polish.
So that'll be fun. Yeah, and then, but we'll be back prior. We'll have another episode 12 prior to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Maybe we'll put up another a little questionnaire or something for you guys to actually respond to if you're our real friends. And if you don't, then we'll just know that our friendship means nothing to you and that you don't care if we die. So
it's a little extreme.
So then we can just part ways with our friendship.
Just consider yourself unfollowed. We're going to literally look at our phones and have 40 questions guaranteed.
No, we won't have any questions because we have nobody that cares about us in our life. Our own damn mothers didn't ask us questions.
Well, I have one of those and it's yours. Mine has been.
We don't need to get too deep because we're wrapping things up.
Save that for next time.
Episode 11 in the books. Thank you guys again. We will see you next week.
Later.
We're out.